Welcome in. Welcome back to Creator CTO. I'm JL Garofalo, and today we are building AI skills. We are back again building AI skills for content creation, specifically my content creation workflow. We've been building upon from our first skill on these live streams. We've been building upon these skills, starting with our very first one, where we were just coming up with ideas, video ideas to outlines, or what was the other one we did? It was some other kind of YouTube title optimizers, another kind of useful, medium useful skills that we created. And then the last live stream where we talked about AI skills, we built a video analyzer skill, which was able to, given a video file or a URL to a video, it was able to download it, transcribe it, and then give us some analysis based off of that transcription. It didn't only just pull the transcription, it also pulled the frames of the video so that it had additional context to use when doing the analysis step. And we hit a snag last time where I couldn't get it to run on Claude desktop app because it had some piece of code in it that had a dependency. I think it was either the transcription code, like transcription library we used, or the frame analyzer, which takes a video and breaks it down into the frames. One of those two, we couldn't get the Claude desktop app to give us a runtime environment that would let us use that code. It was breaking whenever we were trying to run a test. We had to create the skill, but we weren't able to run it. We ran into this issue, and I promise you by the next time I would have figured it out how to get it to run so that we could test it and keep it on the skills. And I'm here to tell you that I did just that. So let me pull it up. And I actually changed that skill that we came up with. I changed it and broke it up into two smaller skills that are used together so that because there was a usefulness in having the transcription step, the transcription skill separate from this video analysis step. So what I did was I broke that out into two different skills called transcribe. The first skill that I broke that out into is called consume, and the second one is called transcribe. And then from there we can pass that data into the analysis skill that we created, and we can build skills off of this. So let me pull this up now so you can see it. Here we go. Not that. No, don't look at my Claude Code docs. No. Oh, it's so embarrassing. Welcome in, chat. How we doing today? Welcome in. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. This is Creator CTO, and we are building cool products for our brand using AI. Specifically, we're using Claude Code today, but we're gonna use some codecs in future videos. We got some other tools that we can at our disposal nowadays, and ultimately Claude Code is just one of them. So all these skills that we're creating, we want to be able to take them out of the Claude ecosystem and put them into our own ecosystem, because we don't own Claude, unfortunately. If we did, we'd be billionaires. And you think we'd be doing this right now? No, sir. We would be on Jeff Bezos's yacht, which I learned this morning costs $500 million. And it's a yacht. It's a boat. It floats on water. $500 million. Unbelievable. Anyway, back into how we doing, chat? Welcome in. Let me go make sure I've got this all. Let's see, we got this all set up right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So nice on YouTube. We're live. All right. And if you haven't already, make sure you check out my new YouTube channel, Creator CTO, which is where I'm putting most of this content, all of this content really, outside of my personal Twitter account, X account. But check this out if you're interested. If you're building brands, if you're building products for your brands, you might find interest in this. If you're using AI to try to build your brand, then you will find some neat tips and tricks in here. I got all day to spend researching tips and tricks for AI for you. So you can find them all right here. For free. For absolute free. How we doing, chat? And if you have questions on AI, if you have questions on product building or brand building that you're struggling with yourself and building your own brands, or you're facing, or that you're just curious about, throw them in the chat. I want to hear about it. We can yap about it. I'm happy to help with whatever experience I have, and also we can use the bot's experience to help you out. So the combo of me and the bot should be able to help you unstuck you wherever you're stuck, or help you at least figure out the right direction for your product, for whatever it is you're building on your brand there. So throw some questions in the chat. This is interactive. It's why I'm doing it live and not pre-recorded. It's so that you can interact, so you can have some input into this process as we go into the artifacts we're making, and ultimately into the products that we're building. This is the job board. Why are we looking at this? This is not what I wanted to look at. Okay, yeah. So if you're interested in industry jobs, fantasy, like sports industry jobs, then check out the job board. But for now, that's not what we're doing. Oops, you didn't see that. All right, this is FlexRank. Also, now what we're doing. Gosh, I gotta stop multitasking. Okay, so let me pull up. Here's a rough. I've organized some of our process. We in the past live streams we've gone through, and we came up with a bunch of ideas on skills that we could make for the content creation workflow before we really had an idea of what a skill was, or how to use it, or how to build it, or anything like that. And we worked with Claude to develop these skills, and then we just saved them and let them rip. That's really been the process up till now. Learn about skills and then try them out, save them, let them rip, and see if it's useful. But ultimately, I knew that one, while researching the issue to where can we run, can we run these skills when they get more complex than just text files, like text generation, that sort of thing. Like if we want to have custom code run, then where can we run that? So that was the first question I had to solve, which I can get into if you're interested into the solution for that. I did figure out the nuance, but unless somebody specifically is interested in that, I'm probably not going to go into it because it's a little more boring. But I figured it out. We can now run these skills in a Claude code on my local machine, and it has access to our plugin. And so ultimately, we started to take these skills and build them into a plugin, which is basically a group of skills. It's a way to bundle together a bunch of skills and agents, some other things, into a package that can be shared. So this is how people are sharing and using this. You can use them. You can create a plugin for your organization, or create one to share with your audience, or you can just create one for yourself, a custom one. I highly recommend you do start creating your own custom plugin. And the main reason for that is that you don't want to be, it's beneficial to you to not be attached or dependent on some of these vendors, some of these providers for these AI providers. So like, for instance, I use Claude heavily in these streams. I've mainly used Claude. I haven't really used the other ones. And that's for sake of ease. It's for the sake of getting this content out, but it isn't the only tool I use. And if we were going to build out this ecosystem of skills for ourselves, we don't want to have to be dependent on Claude, on Anthropic, in case we want to stop using them. And skills are ultimately universal. You can they're not specific to Anthropic or Claude. They can be used in codecs, like OpenAI's codecs, which is like Claude Code, equivalent of Claude Code. You can use these on in open source projects. You can use this in ChatGPT. The skills concept is general and it's shared. It's universal for most. I mean, for most sites, for most serious players out there, they're supporting the skill format. So it's worth building up your own group of skills that are specific to you, so that you can start to build some compounding leverage here for yourself, and you can iterate on these prompts over time. They never start where they finish, unless you're just real lazy, like unless you want it to be that way. They rarely your first go is the final version of the skill. And you can think of that like an essay. Rarely was your first draft the ready to go, ready to submit essay back in school days. So it's kind of like that, right? Like we're going to figure out nuance as soon as we start to use it, when it works well and when it doesn't work and breaks down. We're just trying to start somewhere. Start with a baseline, and then from there, just improve every time you use it. Try it, improve it. It's this real simple iteration loop. But Before we couldn't really do that because it was really painful to do that in that Claude desktop app. If you joined us in some of these previous ones, you had to go into this customize menu here, you had to go in here and look and add skills or download them. Like if we, for instance, if we want to version them, if we want to keep track of how these skills change over time, like maybe our YouTube title optimizer, we improve that, refine it over time, and then we can see the history or changes. We wouldn't be able to do that if we were trying to manage it all within the Claude desktop app. And so part of this solution to figuring out where to run these skills, I put them into their own repository, which is just like a project. And you can do that for yourself too. I'll put out a video on how to get started with GitHub and stuff. But this is the gist of it. Now I have this open this is my own project that I own. And we have these skills here that we've been working on. Let me make this a little bigger for y'all. We have these skills that we have built together. Channel brands is one that infuses the different channel, the brand context for the different brands that I'm creating content through. And they're different channels for each of those brands. And so this skill provides that context to the other skills that may need it, or the Claude code that we're currently utilizing. It's a nice way to say it. Clip Finder is another one we came up with, which takes a transcript, and then within that transcript, it identifies highly shareable moments in which you might want to clip and share on social media, which is a big part of live streaming. Like live streaming does not grow that much organically. Me doing this live stream here, it mainly has grown through my network, but on YouTube, this shit ain't grow. This shit does not grow. People don't click into long live streams on YouTube like they do video. So a common pattern is repurpose some short form content from that long form content. And this is what that Clip Finder does. This goes and finds those opportunities for us. Instead of having to watch the whole hour and a half live stream, we can now go from transcript to signal, potential clip signal. Consume. This is a new skill that I've created in the past few days that came out of our video analyzer skill, which was intended to be. We kind of started from the end there and worked our way back, but the idea was that we could very quickly just give a YouTube URL or give a file of a video and have the skill break it down in some way. And we tried to make that general by making it like an analyzer that we could pass a custom prompt to, but that ended up being a little bit not the right abstraction. It ended up being a little bit too weird to work with. And what I realized was that we actually needed a smaller scope skill here called transcribe, because there's value in just getting the transcription data, going from video to the data that you need in order to be able to analyze it for these other purposes, such as finding the clip, or finding a video, finding a clip, changing the description, or regenerating a description. This is I think a stub one that I had to create as an example. So like given a video, it could break up that video into its different scenes. So any video is just it's this, right? Like it's me on here with video, and I'm talking about different stuff conceptually, so it could break it up by that. But in the mornings, I do a live stream with my buddy Simon about fantasy football, and in that one we're yapping back and forth, and we're talking about the news, NFL news, and then we're talking about trivia. Sometimes we're just talking about random stuff, like why Olivia Rodrigo is getting canceled right now. There's a bunch of stuff that we just talk about, and it would be really useful not to have to go through, like before in the past, one of us had to go back, watch the video, figure out where those moments were, take timestamps, or try to do it while you're on stream, which takes you out of the moment. What's the opposite of improve? I just keep thinking decrease. It deproves. Why can't I think of such a basic word? Your yap is so long you forget. I'm out of oxygen. Why can't I think of this? Oh my God, I'm an idiot. What is the opposite of improve? I have to stop now and solve this, because what's the antonym? of improve. This is so stupid. This is unbelievably stupid that I'm spending time on this, but I have to know. I can't end this not knowing because I know it. Worsen, decline, deteriorate. Okay, that's fine. Those are all basic. I don't know what I was looking for there. What was I even saying? So yeah, the quality of the live stream decreases if you are less present. If I'm sitting there thinking about how to, how to mark clips for the future, then I'm not here listening as actively as I could be to the present, and I might not think of the right thing. So uh, this helps that. We built that skill to help with that. Thank you, dear. I got lost in my own diatribes, my own vistas. So we have this video scenes that will help cut down that time, and we can actually probably start to work that into Clip Finder potentially. All right, let me pull this back up because now we can get into making some of these now. How we doing, chat? Welcome in. Welcome in. How we doing? We're building some AI skills for the content creation workflow. Content creation. Yep. Yes, sir. That's what we're doing today. Let me pull this down here. Oh, I got to merge this in. Hold on. And then we'll have the bot updated. All right, while we're yapping. So I broke down my content creation workflow. Really, this is any content creation workflow kind of has to go through these steps. So these are different stages that we can start to categorize these skills into as they're based off of what they're doing in which part of the content creation life cycle. So you have a capture, which is where an idea starts, which we can then develop into a concept. We go from idea to concept, and from there we can package it up. We have to package the concept. That's things like YouTube titles, descriptions, basically getting it ready for getting it all the context that it needs for the distribution stage, where we then share it with with our various networks, our various social networks. There's a produce step. I got ahead of myself with the distribution or publish part. So package really should probably be down here. Bop, 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 bop. And repurpose should be up here. Repurpose, package, repurpose. I think that's right. No, that's fine. So there's a bunch of production steps. This might be things like generating a show sheet or getting an outline ready or writing a script or what else? Thumbnails or assets you might need, graphical assets you might need for the video. There's a number of things there. That research, that's one we should probably add in here. Produce, develop, and maybe research. And I've started to add in ones here, some of the idea ones for things that we could do. If you remember, we had this whole old list from the past live streams where we were just ripping ideas for skills. So I've taken this and moved it into a different form here. Produce, I mentioned that one. Extract, that's the thing like find clips, transcribe, find the clips, basically pull data out of the then raw form that we got it in. Repurpose is then taking that information and turning it into new content downstream. So that might be, if we're doing long form content, that might be the social media clips, like I mentioned. That could be a newsletter. That could be other videos. On here, I'm yapping live, which means it's largely improvised, right? I have general idea where I want to go, but and part of that is to save time on now. I can take these videos, look at the different aspects of what I was yapping about while just improvising and figure out, okay, what do I actually want to say around this topic? And so for like the skills and stuff, I'm going to plan on putting out a bunch of videos around the skills based off of the stuff that we've been learning live here and developing for the folks who don't want to maybe go the long route. You guys are the folks that want to go the long route. You want to come along the ride with me, right? It's the only reason why it makes sense to me why you would tune in to watching me talk through this boring work stuff. So you want to see the ride, but other people might not want to go along for the ride, right? They got no time. They got to go. They need the info quick. And so we can repurpose that using some of these skills. This is one now. So now that we have the transcribe and consume, which I don't think I put that in here, package, publish, learn, monetize, first draft, repurpose is probably, this probably needs to go in here. So we now have a consume skill, which given a URL or video URL, this skill downloads the video and extracts data. Give me 1 second. The dog has decided right now she wants to come back in. So I got to do that. See, improv, baby. Sometimes you just got to improv it. Let's see. Go share this on the Twitters. Alrighty. Let's get back to it. So, what I was saying. Here we go. Consume. Given a video URL or file, this skill downloads the video and extracts the data from it. Cool. We got that now. That's a sweet one. We got the transcribe one, which gives us the transcription file, the transcription file from the video that is generated. It uses a tool called Whisper under the hood, and it does that all for us. So we can actually start to build up this little like workflow where we're going from thing to thing to thing, start tying these skills together just by mapping out this workflow process. And it's starting, like the picture's starting to become clear to me. Okay, now we can, this extract phase basically is going to pull in all the data that we need to. I'm going to move this up. I'll produce, extract. Extract means that it's already been produced. Repurpose, already produced, first draft. That's why this has got to go up here. This is not, I feel like first draft is part of develop, if anything. I'm just going to delete this one. Publish, package. That happens after the thing, usually. Yeah, I guess it happens right around here. Depends if it's a live stream, the packaging happens earlier. It's a video, packaging happens after you produce it typically. Although decisions can happen beforehand, so I don't know. Research should probably go up here. Okay, generate show sheet. I put in some to-dos here for the ones that we haven't made yet so that we could do next. Generate show sheet, this would be prior to actually recording. Talking points could be prior to actually recording. That's one where we could just give it some rough idea of what we're trying to do or what we're trying to say and go from the concept and have it generate the talking points for us. Another idea that we could get into, the extract one. So this is for after something has already been published. So maybe I need to put that back here or under here. Publish, repurpose happens after publish. And after extract too. Yeah, I guess repurpose could happen earlier, but at least the skills that we initially mapped out here are all from the transcript, so they're after recording. Okay, go back to the video. How we doing, chat? Welcome in. Hey, if this is your first time tuning in, welcome. We're building some AI stuff, AI skills for the content creation workflow, the content creation lifecycle. Basically trying to save ourselves some work here. If you have questions on AI or products or the content creation workflow, throw them in the chat. I want to yap. And I also put here some stuff I mentioned in the previous stream, but just as it's a nice reminder. It's a nice thing to keep in mind. It's for myself mainly is keep an eye out, keep your lens on for finding good opportunities to create skills. We can look at things that like different tasks that we're repeating often, things where we have to make a decision, like repeatedly make a decision or the same decision, and is cognitively expensive. So it's not just a no-brainer, right? You have to think about it. A task that benefits from consistency. So one in which you know the outputs, or you're going to do it again and again, and the consistency helps with the quality of the output. Which goes into the next one that follows a recognizable pattern. There's some discernible pattern. It's not just Wild West. You can describe the pattern to a text document that can then be given to a bot to understand, and saves time across many future outputs or iterations. This is probably the most important one. I should put this one at the top because this one is key. Is think about it in terms of which tasks you are going to do again in the future, and like project outward and think, okay, like for me, every live stream I make, I know I'm going to have to generate a YouTube title, a YouTube description, and a YouTube thumbnail. Every video that I publish, I know I'm going to have to generate a YouTube title, a YouTube description, a YouTube thumbnail. That is why it's the most obvious first thing to automate, and then why most creators likely are focusing on that first, and why these skills aren't our own ideas, right? Like these are general, and people have created these. And so this is also goes to the iteration point, is keep an eye out for what other people are making and using, and take what they're doing that works and apply it to your own system here. So I'm showing you how to build your system from scratch. You watch me just create the skills. In the previous live streams, we just created the skills on their own. And then we started to put them into a plugin, and then we moved them from Claude into its own project, so that we now have a place to build upon. And so you could do the same thing for yourself. Cool. All right. So what next one should we do? We have the transcription part. We could do one of the ideas downstream of that. We have the video idea to outline, which is about package develop. Yeah, that's about produce, general show sheet. I don't really use show sheets that much. That's a little bit about, a little bit because of just the type of content I make. But a lot of content creators do use show sheets, and it's a good idea when you do longer shows with more people that aren't your best friend talking about football, then and that you haven't live streamed with a ton, then a show sheet is really good. So that's one we should probably consider. Talking points, that sounds boring. Generate show sheet, that's still kind of sounds boring. Consume, transcribe, we got those two. Summarize transcript, clip finder, rename. So let's do that. Let's mess with this clip finder, because the clip finder, the last time that we used it, didn't use the transcription and consume steps that we just added in. Like, this is brand new. The video analyzer did use the clip, was able to use the clip finder skill when we directed it to, but like I mentioned, the way we set up the API for that, like how to use it, was wonky. It's weird. It would bundle the transcription and the analysis together, even when I didn't necessarily need them bundled together. And so let's update the clip finder now. We're going to change it to be named to find clips. So that's a little more action focused versus a clip finder sounds like a personality trait, or like a role. And we want to keep the role names, or like the noun based names, keep those for the agents, and the skills keep towards the more action based type stuff. It's a skill, or like yeah, you can keep the mental model intact here. Like skill, just think about skills like you downloaded in the Matrix, right? Like if you ever see the Matrix, then Trinity just can, and then now she knows how to fly a helicopter. And so that's kind of like how it works here. We're gonna write the skills, how to fly a helicopter. We're gonna put the instructions on how to fly a helicopter into a skill called flying a helicopter, and then we're gonna give that skill to an agent eventually. Right now, we're just messing with the skills, but all right. So we're gonna rename it to find clips. This right now, it takes a transcript as input currently, and so we have to change this. Change to take consume bundle, which includes the transcript and the frames. and audio and stuff. Okay, so consume, you can have that pass to the transcribe and then pass that to the clip finder. So here are our different skills that we have in the plugin currently. These are the actual ones that we've written that we can invoke right now and test. Consume, transcribe are the new ones. Oh, you know what? I need to update. Update. Transcript done. Whisper. Okay, so this was me testing it out on a video from this channel on a previous live stream. I gave it the URL for that, and then I ran the consume and I ran the transcribe, and now it says it's done, and it gives us this next, and now it's saying now try clip finder, which makes sense. I think it might have modified clip finder. Let's look clip finder. Let's take a look at this. So we can pull this up, and these skills are just markdown documents. Markdown is just a text formatter. So it's just text. It's not too complex. It's not too scary. It's not fancy code. I mean, it's kind of like fancy code, but it's not really. It's like an in-between. So if you remember this clip finder skill, it's find high quality clippable moments in a video bundle. So it did change it. It did modify it. Built by / consume and transcribe. Use whenever the user wants shareable short clips from a long form video or live stream. The input is a bundle directory containing the transcript.json for raw URL and file input. Route through transcribe first to produce the bundle, and trigger on phrasings like find clips or clip moments, highlights, shorts material. What should I cut from this? Best moments from this stream. Turn this VOD into shorts. Any request that involves picking the parts worth isolating. Writes clips.json and clips.md into the bundle. Okay, so it already modified this to work with our new little workflow process here, our new skills, our initial primitive skills, which are the / consume / transcribe. And the reason we set this up is so that we can efficiently work our data through its workflow in a way that we control, in a way that and not have it be dependent on Claude's mood that day, right? If you were going to skip this process entirely and just try to do this all via the Claude code, like a Claude code instance or a Claude chat instance, then every single time you'd have to come in and give it the right information, or else it's going to fill in every time with what it thinks is the best answer. And that what it thinks is the best answer is going to change over time as they change the base models, and the weights change, and they adjust it and they add all this different context. It's like there's a good analogy here. Something is like everything's always changing with this stuff. So we're trying to take away the pieces of it that aren't going to change as much and start to build upon it for ourselves, so that when the stuff changes, we're not left to the whims of these model providers. We're gonna go through and build. And so far, if you've been watching this so far, we have mainly built all of these skills through the the skill creation skill on Claude desktop app. So it's this. If you come in here, it's this one, skill creator. It's built into everybody's Claude stuff. And you can use a conversation, and it goes and creates a skill for you. And so a lot of these are based off of that. And then now I've been going in and modifying these and editing them, building upon them, which is where the real value of these skills comes in. It's not just in like the once artifact. It's the fact that we get to now improve on this, start adding our own rules. And I haven't done that much on these streams, but I want to call that out because that's what we're going to start doing, is taking, like, now that we've identified the basic content creation workflow with some of these skills, and as we fill them in, we're just going to keep iterating on all of them, and until we get a plugin that automates as much of our content creation workflow as we can, while leaving the important parts to us, the creative parts, the decision making, the creative choices. Yeah, I mean, that's just another word for decision making. Oh, it's hard yapping this long. All right, it's hard yapping this long. You end up saying choice and decisions and thinking they're two different things. happens to the best of us. Don't judge me. Clip Finder. All right. So Clip Finder input contract. This skill operates on the video bundle built by Consume and Transcribe. So this is the modify, the changes that we made based off of the change I just made. So let's see if this mofo works. We already ran the consume and the transcribe step for a video on my Creator CTO YouTube channel. Which video was it? I think it was the job board one. It was this one. Use AI to land better sports jobs, building FYF jobs live. So I was going through a bunch of, this is a good one because I tried a bunch of different things this is a newer format that I hadn't tried before, where I was going through the job board and talking through different jobs talking through like how I would apply to that job in order to increase the probability of me landing the job. And at the same time, I was using AI to work on the job board, like make improvements to it. So there's a couple different angles I played with that stream, and I'm curious to see what it ends up coming up with. So I ran the consume skill, I ran the transcribe skill. Now we're going to run this clip finder skill that it updated and see how well it did. CTO clip finder, and we'll rename this if we want. And then for this one, we give it, I need to make this easier, but we give it the path to the bundle. The bundle is basically it's just an object, it's a data object that contains all of the various context and information that we've been gathering from the previous steps. So in the consume, it's gonna store the audio, it's gonna break off the audio, when it's doing the frame analysis, where it's looking at the frames of the video to try to understand context from it, it's going to save that into the bundle. Everything kind of saves back into the bundle so that we can build upon the workflow, right? If you think about the content creation workflow, it's all, there's a common thread, right? There's something being built. This is an assembly line, and there's things being built, artifacts coming out of these different steps, and they build upon each other sometimes. So like capturing an idea is the start of ultimately gets produced into a video, ultimately gets produced into a live stream, right? It starts with an idea, and then we work the idea through some sort of development process where we have formats, and we try to put it together into a single program or segments, which we try to put together into a single show or a video. It's you have various talking points, and you have some message you're trying to say, and talking points that support that message, and then you have ideas on how you're going to put that all together. It's building upon itself. And so we do the same thing with this, with these skills. And we had Claude build this bundle structure that stores this and builds upon it. So it'll make it so that we don't have to repeat ourselves a bunch, right? Or redo a bunch of steps, waste a bunch of tokens time and again. We can run each of these skills on a single artifact or idea, and then run different ones and see what we come up with. I don't know, that's not that clear. So clip finder, and then I already copied it, so let's see. Clip finder, find clips. Let's see how good this is. How we doing, chat? Welcome in. If you got any questions on AI or product stuff, throw them in the chat. That's what I'm here for. It's literally the only reason I'm here for, is to help you with your stuff and to show you my stuff. That's all it is. I'm still salty because I lost the game of Jeopardy this morning on the live stream in front of everybody. And I didn't feel like it was authentic loss. And so faced with that age-old dilemma, do you cry and complain about it, or do you suck it up and say, you know what, I'm better than this? And I'm not better than this. I cried and complained about it a lot. I've thought about it since. It's all journey. I'm not here claiming I'm perfect. I'm here claiming I'm flawed. I'm the flawed God. All right, let's see what it comes up with. The transcription step kind of takes a little bit. Like, up here when I was running it, it was like whisper running in the background, notify on completion. Then it was like 10 minutes later, it felt like it came back. So that takes a little bit of time. It also costs money to hit an API that does the transcription. It's not that much money, but something to keep in mind as we're going here is the economics of all these. And then we got to think of which one we want to do next too, because we're testing out the clip finder right now. Clip finder, transcript to X post, that could be good. Transcript to LinkedIn post, that could be good. I feel like transcript to ideas, yeah, transcript to like VODs, videos. That's only mainly useful for, no, I guess that is useful. Like, are there any standalone videos in this big form video, which is mainly useful for this content repurposing part? Put that in here. Transcript and newsletter. I don't have a newsletter yet, so skip that one for now. But we'll add a newsletter. Transcript to videos, VODs. VODs is videos on demand. I didn't know that for a while when I was working in media. Yeah, that's one of the ones you learn, and it's like halfway through, it's like, oh man, I should have learned that acronym earlier. Why did that one miss me? Videos on demand. For everybody that already knows that, it's like, oh my God, you're an idiot. All right, so this is what it came up with. Based off of that video, Claude double combo fast food bit. Oh yeah. Standout chatter throws non sequitur prompt. Claude returns real spec. Oh yeah. So we asked Claude. I said, if you want, I'll ask Claude anything. And someone in the chat, I forget who it was Frank in the chat, or maybe it was Amateur Hour, Uneasy Ally. Somebody in the chat was like, have it come up with a new fast food meal item, and we did. Or yeah, it was named Double Combo, and it cooked. It was like 2 cheeseburgers, 2 fries, 1 drink. It was basically like for people who want more than just one meal, they want that 1.5, that 2. That's what the double combo was. It's a pretty good idea for no prompt, basically. And then I reacted accordingly. So that one's good. No context needed, just random Claude moment. That could be a good clip. Dang, see, it's working. What is hiring manager not saying prompt? This was a really good moment in this video stream. Actual AI trick plus father problems punchline. Host self-flagged at outro. Reverse engineer the hiring manager and play psychological games with them. That was fire. Yeah, I just ripped off the cuff and it was like gave it the job description and asked the bot, like, what is the hiring manager not telling us with this posting? And it came up with some really interesting info, some intel. That gets upgraded from info to intel because that was actionable. Third one, multiply your ability. Don't do your mediocre ability. That sounds like me. Hot take, quote, tweet bait, pushback on cover letter by ChatGPT default. That was actionable impact. Actionable advice I was given in that moment about not using AI to write your cover letter or any of the, like, you have few touch points in which you can really make an impact and tell your story in the job process. And you don't want to phone it in on those parts. Phone it in on the other parts, not those parts though. Titles do matter. And this is somebody in the chat said, titles don't matter at companies, which is a common contrarian take. I disagreed and gave a reasoning for that. Spray and pray as broken Xbox. I don't remember that. Clean analogy, niche filler clip. Solo live stream, no energy spikes. Strength is in lines, analogy, not peaks. Skipped foothold origin and McDaniel's story, no clean payoff. So it gave us some reasoning here. That's pretty good. Out of 5, 5 of those, pretty good. I would from that live stream. In the past, I might have had to go and watch watch on 2x speed and try to remember where I was saying certain stuff so I could go find those moments, or I try to remember while I was going and write them down right afterwards. Now we don't gotta. and we had it save it right back into the bundle. So now, let's say we want to have it find more clips, we can have it avoid the ones that it's already created. So let's actually build that into it. We just use this to run the test, and what we can do, I actually want to save this bundle because there's no way right now other than just giving it the bundle. We got to change that to be something easier, maybe something where it can know it throughout the conversation. Let me just put this down somewhere. Oh, it's almost lunchtime. I'm hungry today, boys. Yeah, what is wrong with this thing? What's happening? Okay, I've broken callouts on Notion. Someone call up Notion, tell them I broke it on accident. And I can't use their product. Test. Okay. Awesome. Bright red. Bright freaking red. Awesome. Excellent. This is going swimmingly. Okay, so coming back here, let's say make sure that if we run the clip finder skill again on the same bundle, it doesn't resuggest the same ideas twice. So maybe we could say that more succinctly by saying, make sure that the sorry, I got distracted because my music turned off. Make sure that the agent checks the clips data in the bundle prior to suggesting clips. That wasn't that much clearer. If we run the clip finder skill again on the same bundle, it does essentially. All right. And so what I expect here is for it to modify this clip finder skill here somewhere and put somewhere in the instructions to check the bundle for previous clips. It might already have this in here, in which case it'll just verify it for us. Idempotency, which is almost certainly this thing the problem I just asked it to do. Before doing any work, check bundle.json. There you go. It already has it. It's going to tell me that here. Oh, no, it did add stuff. Okay. Let's see. Must run this check before reading the transcript. So it's modifying it. It's modifying the section we just looked at, the idempotency. Idempotency means you can run it more than one time, and the output is the same. The result doesn't change. So an example of this might be something like let's say you have a job that is processing a payment. You want that to be idempotent so that if it accidentally gets run twice, it doesn't charge somebody twice, right? It'll check some piece of data to make sure that it didn't check or that it didn't already charge the person, so that if you can run it 100 times, then it's only going to charge the person the one time. That's idempotency. And so that's essentially what we're doing here. We want to be able to run the clip finder as many times as we want. If we're not getting the right clips, we want to just rip more clips. We want more suggestions, and we don't want the bot just rephrasing its previous ideas because it thinks those are the best. Must run this check before. So it's going to make it a little bit more hard, a little bit more stern. Changes its tone to daddy mode. Must run this check before the transcript. Skipping it wastes tokens and silently overwrites the user's prior reviews and edits. Read bundle.json from the input directory. If artifacts.clips is set, read the file it points to. Yeah, okay, that's just instructions for them. We don't need that. So here's user intent mode, what you do. So these are clear instructions on, and we can look at this in our nicer editor if it changed. Yeah, it did. Must run this. User intent First run, no artifacts clips, fresh. Run normal analysis. Reinvoked with no extra args. Prior artifacts clips, skip, print the existing clips.jsm pass, and no exit. So just give it, if it's reinvoked with no other arguments, it's just going to give us the previous ones, which maybe not what we want, but let's keep reading. User explicitly asked to redo, rerun, or fresh pass or passes with a force. Overwrite existing files appending new history. What if we want to add? User asked for more clips. Dude, it thinks of everything. User asked for more clips, different clips. What else? Any other moments? Find some I missed. Augment. Treat all prior picks as off limits. See below. Augment mode. And it adds a whole nother mode here. Load every prior clip. Okay, so it's going to do some work. This is going to use tokens, which we have to consider. Treat any candidate moment whose overlaps the prior range more than 5 seconds as already surfaced. So it's looking at timestamps, not just semantically are the concepts the same, but am I talking about the same clips? Am I talking about the same moments in the footage? And so we can decide as we go whether that's what we want, but it's helpful to know exactly how it's doing this. If the same underlying beat is best presented with materially different boundaries, different in queue that reframes the clip, you may include it, but explicitly call out why it clips that this is a reframing of a previously surfaced moment and why the new cut is better. So that's an important call out. Maybe it's the first way that they framed the suggestion just wasn't right. And really you can frame the same concept a bunch of different ways. So maybe it thinks of a path where it's a better framing for it. And it's like, well, this is a higher quality, in my opinion, in the bot's opinion, this is a higher quality clip than the next best new clip that I'm going to come up with. It's this new angle on a previous one that wasn't quite right. And so that's going to give us a more rich suggestions back, which is good. I like that. Output the new pics as separate clips.json, append them. So that way, if we do it again, it'll have access to all of them. That looks great. Okay. That's just a reset. And so one thing I want to do is come in here and edit this, some of this to be more, if the skill is like our strainer, like I want to come in here and mess with the holes. That's a weird analogy. That's not right. That's not right. That's not right. Let me try it again. I was going to do the high school essay again. That one doesn't really work. I don't know. I don't got it. It'll come to me later. But we want, if this skill is the tool for the job, then I don't know. It's just, that's not going to work either. The tool one. Let's say the skill is a screwdriver. It's got Phillips heads. You got the flat heads. You got the special heads. Let's say it's a screwdriver. We've realized, okay, the skill is screwdrivers is the tool we need for this job. Now we want to come in here and we want to build ourselves a whole set of screwdrivers. Okay, I'm done. I quit. I quit at the analogy game. I'm done. I'm not good at it today. If the user explicitly wants a clean redo, phrasings like ignore the existing, this is not what I'm talking about. What makes a clippable moment? This. And so these are generic archetypes that the Claude came up with on the initial pass whenever we were using the skill creator. We don't have to stay by this. Ultimately, the bot, whenever we invoke the skill, is using this criteria. This is the rubric it's using to find those things. So if we're unhappy with the clip moments that we're getting, we should come in here and change the words we're given. How to read the transcript. Okay, so signals to watch for in the text itself, laughter markers. I don't know if those come through. That's something where we can maybe check the transcription step to see if laughter gets marked. All caps bursts. I don't know if caps are even used for transcripts like that. That would be interesting. That would be kind of a cool tool if it modified the text in the transcription to be to match the tone of the person saying it, like all caps, for if they're yelling it versus lowercase, I guess. If they're whispering, profanity clusters off the bar. Okay, this is kind of generic. Like you can see how something could pick the wrong thing. Signals washer, pacing shifts, energetic, quiet, slow. I don't know that we have a lot of pacing info in the transcripts or the clips. So we got to also think about the context we're giving it. It has access to our brands, has access to the audio transcription. It has access to a number of frames from the video, which we can specify. Okay. Oh, so another one that I want to add to the list here while we're talking through this is the clip finder. Like we were saying, it stores it based off of the timestamps. So once we identify a clip that could be good, like going back to the ones we had for the video that we were testing out before we did this, the Claude double combo video, fast food bit, 118.36 to 120.05, around 89 seconds, funny peak. And so how I would, if I'm going to make a clip from this video today, using the skill today, I would have just saved time by now. I would load this up into my video editor. I would go to this timestamp. I would clip around that, trim around that. So I just have that, this 189-second piece. And then from there, I try to work it into the clip that I'm trying to create here, which is to show people this funny moment, this funny Claude double combo moment. And because we have this data here, we have it extracting this, we can actually eventually pass these, once we decide on a clip, pass it to another Claude code bot to extract that video out of it and give us the new video artifact of just these 89 seconds to edit, which would be useful. That would cut down one step. It's not a huge step, but it is one step. And what if we did that for all 5 of these so that we could see each of the clips even prior to deciding on it? That would be kind of useful, because I remember this from my memory, which is very flawed. So that's something to keep in mind. I think that could be a next one that we build upon with this one. But I like this clips. This clip finder is much more useful already. Same pattern should propagate to the video scenes and any other LLM only skills that write artifacts. Want me to mirror it there. Updated. Must check bundle JSON first. Explicit precondition. So it's asking whether we want to, if we want to codify this idempotency change that we just made, which is a really useful thing to bring up. It's a good point. And what it's saying is that, this likely is a pattern we'll have to reuse across other skills like it, such as the video scenes one, or other ones where it's supposed to go from transcript to finding ideas or generating ideas. And so I think absolutely that's an important part. Yeah. Should the pattern? Yes. Yes. This pattern is important and will be utilized across similar types of skills. And we say like, ensure that this pattern is followed. In the video scene skill, as well as any other skills in this plugin. I don't know if it really has a way for, if there's a way to specify like a Claude MD or a Claude settings in this plugin. I guess so. I mean, it's just a markdown file, so why not? I just don't know if Claude loads that from there, but we could see. How we doing, chat? Welcome in. If this is your first time tuning in, this is Creator CTO. I'm JL Garofalo. We're building some AI skills for content creation workflow, my content creation workflow specifically. We're messing with the clip finder right now, which we built in previous ones. I forgot to tell it to rename it. And we're going from transcript to finding clips from said transcript. transcript to clip finder, find clips, repurpose. Is clip finder a repurpose one? Extract, clip finder, repurpose. It's a repurpose one because it's not is it? Yeah. It's going from transcript to clips. I think that's right. Extract is like taking data from it and storing it in the bundle. Summarize transcript. That would be something we use the transcript and then store it in the bundle. I mean, clips were also doing that. So really maybe consume. Now transcribe then also extracts. Summarize does not extract, it synthesizes. I think that's right. Solving the world's problems one by one. All right, pattern applied across 4 skills. Clip finder, video scenes, prior partition boundaries preserved as anchors. Let's do the video scenes one next. YouTube title optimizer, prior titles and trivial rewordings off limits. Great. We weren't even thinking about that one, but the skill to generate YouTube titles is the same idea, right? We want to be able to rotate or tell it, hey, come up with more, better than that. Set up live stream, prior titles, delegate to optimizer, descriptions vary. Okay. Shared shape, hard precondition before any analysis, must check the bundle. Sweet. Awesome. Rename clip finder to, see, now I'm thinking, I originally was thinking find clips, but is it transcript to clips? It can't do the clip finder without the transcript. But it's not just using the transcript, so transcription. What's the difference between a transcription and a transcript? Not important. Rename clip finder to find clips, to great clips, supercuts. Was there anything else I wanted to do with this? And then, no, then we'll do the video, then commit. And then we'll do the video scenes. Chat. Come on, Cloud. Come on, Cloud. I hope you heard that. All right, find clips. Changing the name, sweet. Oh man, look at this. This is exactly what I'm talking about with this clip stuff. This is a post, an X post from A16Z, which is a very, very big, what do you call it, venture capital firm. And it's saying, from system of record to system of intelligence. In the next decade, you want to own the system of intelligence that pulls from the system of record, becomes the user's one-stop shop for gaining context and taking action, and turns the SOR, I should know what that is, but I don't. Turns the system of record. It just said that up there. It turns the system of record into something that's primarily consumed at the API level. The reasoning layer that sits above the database is where a new generation of companies is being built. And it's where the majority of the next decade's enterprise value of go-to-market software will end up. GDN. I think that's go-to-market. These freaking acronyms, man. Where work happens today, roughly split entirely in 80. Okay, so it's saying it's going to change. But that's the same concept that we're talking about with these skills. It's like build. If the system of record is Claude stuff, then system of intelligence is our CTO plug. So you got to build your own system of intelligence there. My camera's about to die. Give me 1 second. And we're back, baby. All right. Migration note and README. Unstaged leftovers pre-existing. Formerly clip finder. One legacy reference also kept in find clips. Skill.md. Remove. Like, why does it assumes that whatever code we're working on is like this really important legacy production code that we need to always have backwards compatible. It's like, dude, it's just me. It's just me here. We can rewrite anything. We could just start from the jump. Remove unstaged leftovers and change any references to the former name. Backwards compatibility isn't an issue. Okay. Okay, buddy. Let's wrap it up, sir. Go. There we go. Clean it up. How are we doing, chat? Welcome in. If you have any questions on AI or you need some help with product stuff or tech stuff, throw some questions in the chat or DM me. I'm interested to hear about it. Or if you're just lurking, you just like following all the AI stuff, seeing what people are doing, that's cool too, I guess. I'll be lurking sometimes. Clean up. All right, nice. 0 clip finder references. Commit. It already did. Beautiful. Push it up. This still has stuff here though. Okay. You freaking idiot. You idiot. Video. Okay, so let's finish implementing. Video scenes skill. This skill should understand the context from the video and provide distinct scenes. I don't know. The skill should understand the video context, understand the video context, and provide a scene map of the entire video an entire scene map. So this is so vague. I want to make this better. Let's finish implementing the video scene skill. The skill should understand the video context and provide a scene. That's not. I sound like an idiot. I sound like a dumb idiot. Should understand the video context enough to be able to provide a scene map of the video and exhaustive. The output should include the output. Really, what I want from this is I want to be able to, like, from a text version, from a video, I would love to be able to have a text file or document that where I could just visually see, almost like a Reddit thread, the conversation. That's kind of fire. That might be sweet. The Reddit thread idea. Maybe I just need to tell that. The output I'm looking for should be structured as if the video were a Reddit thread with conversational nesting. This is kind of fire idea. I'm looking for be structured as if the video were a Reddit thread with conversational nesting based on the different scenes. Okay. All right, it's weird. Let's let her rip. Let's see what happens. This is the best part about all this stuff, is that you just rip it. You just see what happens. It makes stuff that you never even thought you might make. Why is it flickering? This will be fire. If we can get this, if I can have a text-based representation of this transcription based off the combos, that would be pretty sweet. That would let me super easily skim to where, like, if I know something was in the like 75%, something happened 75% of the way through the live stream or video, I'll be able to hone in on that so quickly. It'll help me scan through the concepts in the video incredibly quickly, rather than just having to read a flat transcript with the text and figuring out the structure from there. Produce an exhaustive nested scene map of the video, structured like a Reddit thread. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Think of a video as a Reddit thread. The video itself is the OP. That's exactly what I was thinking. Top level scenes, depth 0, are the main thread posts, the major chapters of the video, typically 3 to 8 of them. Sub scenes are replies to sync beats inside a chapter, specific topic raised. Dude, this is fire. Oh my God, I'm so hyped to have this now. Nested subscenes are reply chains, asides, tangents, examples. The depth itself encodes meaning. This is the important part, too. It says the stuff that I feel, but it says it so eloquently. It makes me so mad, and it makes me so seen at the same time. It's really confusing. The depth itself encodes meaning. A depth 2 node says this isn't a peer beat. It's a digression inside the depth 1 beat above it. Fire. If a child wouldn't make sense to a reader who didn't read its parent first, the nesting is incorrect. If it would, lift it up a level. Fire. Exhaustiveness. At every depth, children partition their parent. This is like computer science applied to content. Oh my God, this is my dream. I had no idea I was going to get this excited about this. This came out of nowhere. Don't view every frame. 2 pass sampling, global pass. So, oh my God, it's layered framing sampling so that it gets a good idea of what the thing is about. We're going to be billionaires. We're going to be time billionaires for sure. Oh, look at this. Okay. So it uses this Reddit nesting. Super simple. Don't call me boss every. Yo, that's hilarious. Oh, because it's probably using. Oh, it's using that one scene. I was like, how did it remember that I keep telling it to call me boss? It's because I was talking about that in that stream. Three regulars riffs on ChatGPT calling him boss every message. Don't call me boss every message. That's perfect. Okay, let's try this out. Oh wait, it's not ready. Let's let it finish and then we'll try it out. Oh, I really hope this works. Chat, 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 chat. Okay, Marketplace got bundled in. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. I can't. I told you to solve that. Want me to run video scenes in the bundle we built earlier to validate the spec produces usable output on a real 96-minute video? Yes, that's exactly what I want you to do. I was going to do it, but you do it. That's basically most of my communication with Claude. I was going to do it, but you do it. Come on, Cloud. Really tired of saying Cloud. They should have picked a name that was easier to say, more fun to say a lot of times, like Jerry, Jeremy, Darla, even Kyle would have worked. Anthropics Kyle. Use Kyle. Sounds good to me. All right, it's working on this bundle right now for this video from the live stream from the Creator CTO channel, which is all about job board stuff. It's landing jobs in sports, how to apply to jobs, how to successfully increase your chances of landing a job from the perspective of somebody hiring the job, and using AI to help you strategize around that. So it's a bunch of random, or not random, but a bunch of different conversations. It wasn't like one single thought or one single idea. And so I expect this map to be if it works, then it'll provide us with a map of this complexity of the entire conversation, which will be super useful to have. Be able to run that automatically on these live streams. Or I feel like Twitter's it says there's 42 people watching, but I feel like that's not quite accurate. I don't know if it just like maybe it just counts each person that comes in and just includes like plus ones it. 'Cause I feel like when I went to Twitter, it's like, oh, you got 29 views or something like that, but it doesn't say whether 42 people are still watching. It's very confusing. The chat never yaps to me, so I'm thinking maybe that is the case. Are there really 42 of you right now? Right now, watching, just watching, not saying anything, just watching me, just letting me say everything. I can't imagine there's 42 people out there that would. sit there and let me yap for that long without having something to say about it. It's kind of a dream come true to me if you think about it. Oh my god, this is taking forever though. 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes. I mean, this. I guess this is it's a good task. It is a good task. 3 minutes is probably reasonable. I'm probably being dramatic. It feels like a lot though. Chat, chat, chat. Come on now, please. All right, video scenes. Video scenes. I gotta let's add that one in. I thought it was already in here. Publish, produce, extract, repurpose, extract. Video scenes. All right, provides a context map of the conversation. Context map of the video provided. The contents of the video provided. It might not always be a conversation. In this case, the examples we've been talking through have mainly been conversation based, but frames confirmed. Okay, webcam intro, screen share, multi app during job and app. Building the tree now. Cool. Build the map. Build the tree. Oh, we can change the name of this now. Find clips. Yeah, buddy. Use all my tokens for this example. Come on, brother. There we go. Total nodes 47. It's a 47 long Reddit convo. Let us see her. Here we go. Look at this. This is fire. I told you it was random. There's a lot of random. But then I went into a single job, talking about this job at Dovig, an analytics lead job. And then we stalked the hiring manager. And then we browsed some more jobs. And then we looked at a new one. Dude, this is fire. Hell yeah. And it used the Visual plus the transcript, it's saying. Whereas without that rich data, it would have been likely much less useful output. Stars above mark nodes that overlap directly with fine clips from earlier. The two skills surface the same standout moments from different angles, which is good cross validation. Yeah. So where's that? I don't see. Oh, star. Multiply. Don't substitute. Claude returns the specs. Oh yeah, this is the double combo one that we saw. Perfect. All right, so we could start building upon these skills, start chaining them together, and to the point where post the live stream, we might be able to get, cut down over an hour worth of work just from these two things. It seems crazy, but that's how long it would have taken before to go find all this information. Now we can easily chain it together with this. This is awesome. Sweet. All right. Well, thank you for tuning in and joining me as we build up this skills plugin, the CTO plugin for creating skills for content creation. And I appreciate it. If you haven't already, make sure you check out my new YouTube channel, Creator CTO, and like and subscribe this if you're on YouTube, which none of you are, you bastards. You beautiful bastards. Go check out YouTube at Creator CTO. You'll find all my content on there related to tech stuff. If you want Front Yard Fantasy, or if you want fantasy football content, check out Front Yard Fantasy. It's where all my fantasy football content goes. Otherwise, I'll be back again tomorrow with some more live streams. All right. I love you. Peace.